The key message we should take from the report on the Heathrow blackout is the importance of critical national infrastructure to our energy security and to our national security. And in that regard, it is his Secretary of State who is playing with fire. A week after the blackout hit Heathrow, Spain and Portugal gave us a stark warning of what happens when countries fail to protect their energy security. Public transport down, payment systems down, millions of people unable to cook, travel, or contact their families. Tragically, people lost their lives. In the case of North Hyde, the blackout affected schools, the London Underground, Hillingdon Hospital, and 70,000 customers, some of whom had to move out of their homes. That's the price you pay when you don't take energy security seriously. It's not a nice to have. Energy is a basic need. And yet, Mr. Speaker, this government is putting our energy at risk. The National Security Strategy they published just last week had 12 mentions of climate, but not a single mention of the risk that China poses to our energy system. Last year, our intelligence services warned that Chinese state-sponsored hackers were working to disrupt and destroy critical infrastructure in the event of conflict. And yet, Mr. Speaker, the Secretary of State is rushing to make Britain dependent on Chinese solar panels, on Chinese rare earths, and Chinese batteries in just 5 years' time. We've just seen China limit the export of critical minerals in their trade war with the US. We've seen kill switches found in Chinese inverters. The US intelligence services have warned us about the risk of surveillance devices in Chinese wind turbines. I first wrote to the Secretary of State 8 months ago, asking him to publish an assessment of what his targets mean for our reliance on Chinese imports. He hasn't even bothered to reply. If the Secretary of State wants to hand over the keys of our energy supply to the Chinese Communist Party, he should come to this House and explain why. Mr. Speaker, we're also lucky enough in this country to be surrounded by our own gas fields, but the Secretary of State doesn't care. This is a man who would rather import gas from Norway, from the very same fields in the North Sea that he's banning Britain from using. Yeah. This is a man who is pouring concrete down our gas wells, and this is a man who is blocking off any contingency plan that Britain might need in a crisis. I don't say this lightly, Mr. Deputy Speaker, but this is a man who's putting our national security at risk. Today we are talking about the first transformer fire in a decade in this country, and he didn't even bother to turn up. And that's the problem. The Secretary of State might prefer to be in Brazil or Baku or Beijing or wherever he is today, but he should be here to explain himself, because as the former head of MI6 said, he's pursuing an energy policy that is completely crazy when it comes to national security. I want clean energy from nuclear, from SMRs, from the next generation of British innovation. But first and foremost, I want energy that keeps the lights on and keeps bills down. This government is going to leave us completely reliant on foreign imports, from China, from Norway, from Qatar, from anywhere, as long as it's not Britain. So the NESO and Ofgem will do their work, but he must do his work too. So alongside the work of the North Hyde report, can he confirm he will come back to the House and update the House on his plans to protect the energy resilience of this country?